Well, today I'm cooking some ribs. So I'm going to use McCormick brands, my favorite brand, because it has no MSGs and they actually put on if it's GMO or not. So, you can tell right there. With natural spices, no MSG, no artificial flavors. Lowry's and the other crap does not say that. So, they don't have the guts to do it. So, I'm going to use Montreal Steakhouse steak seasoning and crushed red pepper flakes, because I like it spicy. So, put them in the oven like this. I didn't even rub them, just spray it on top. And this flakes too a little bit. Because some people don't like spices, I do. So I'm happy with this. I'm using a turkey pan, had extra. So one like this, one in the bottom, one on the side. If I had a little steak or something, another smaller rack, I would put it there. So basically, they all cook this way. Now I'm going to foil it up, cover it up in foil, 2 pieces of foil to cover it up. Make it like a little tent so that the foil doesn't touch too much of the meat. It might touch there on the corner, but that's it. So once it's in there, in the oven for 400 degrees for about 90 minutes, an hour to 90 minutes. So 60 to 90 minutes, depending on how you prefer. You really can't overcook this. Worst case scenario, at 90 minutes, if they're a little too dry or too, actually not dry, if you cover them up right, they shouldn't be dry. 2 options: add a beer, or add some broth, or bouillon, anything that'll give it flavor, or some soy sauce and water. The easiest one of all. Make some of your favorite soy sauce and water, or barbecue and water. Make that little glaze and use that to be absorbed into it with vapor. So here we go, into the oven. If you did the steaming right, or the teepee we call it for the foil, your ribs should be steaming like this, heavily. So they were in an hour in the oven at 400. So now I'm going to check this one, see how they look. They're going to probably go in there for another 30 minutes, but I'm going to check them how they are. If they're kind of dry, I doubt it. There's a lot of steam. That's how they are. Hella juicy. So they need another 30 minutes. Once the 30 minutes is up, I'm going to uncover them and get them that color, that caramelized baked color. So back in the oven for another 30 minutes. So the ribs have been cooking for about 90 minutes, an hour and a half. Now I'm going to take the foil off. How juicy the ribs look. You can tell they're juicy. So the juice, they're on the bottom. Looks like they're good. So now the issue is to not eat them right now. To actually put them back in the oven for another 15 to 30 minutes. Why back in the oven? These ribs are hella good right now, I bet. You want the ribs to get this caramelized, cooked color. There's the same effect you would have got right now if it were boiled. I just dislike when people boil their ribs. It ruins it, takes away the flavor. Hey, unless you're going to cook something with the broth of the ribs, go for it. But I want my ribs to taste like they're supposed to taste. Meaty. Oh yeah, I got these from Zaycon Farms Fresh, right? So that's how meaty these ribs are. I'm going to take a picture of that right there. Hope it's taking pictures. So it is. Go back in the oven. Adjust the ribs a little bit. So making sure that they... Oh shoot. That's how it usually comes out. Not everything gets out exposed. This is all like foil. Cooking in foil. You can touch it right away after putting it in the oven. Damn, they look good. So who's around? There's gonna be too many ribs just for me. 2 big fat racks. So the ribs have been cooking for about 90 minutes, an hour and a half. Now I'm going to take the foil off. how juicy the ribs look, you can tell they're juicy. So the juice, they're on the bottom. Looks like they're good. So now the issue is to not eat them right now. To actually put them back in the oven for another 15 to 30 minutes. Why back in the oven? These ribs are hella good right now, I bet. You want the ribs to get this caramelized, cooked color. There's the same effect you would have got right now if they were boiled. So in total, ribs were in the oven for 90 minutes. And I took them out, took the foil off, put them back in for 30 minutes. This is how they look at 30 minutes. And I go put them back in for another 15 minutes. I want them a darker color. Right now the ribs should be really tender. So just need to cook them a little bit longer to get those juices seared in with the heat. So another 30 minutes, it should be perfect. So they're done. See the color I was talking about? Ribs are perfect. Color, bone is starting to poke out. You can see right there. A little bit on the ribs. They're completely done. So they were basically cooked for about 2 hours. Actually 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think. So 30 minutes without 30 or 40 minutes almost uncovered. An hour and a half covered. So this is what you get. So now I'm making a side dish, some mac and cheese, some organic mac and cheese. Can't just eat all ribs by myself, right? So thanks.